안녕하십니까, 설찬 영어입니다. 자, 오늘 공부 시작할게요. 오늘은 영어 공부 677일째입니다. 도전영작왕 수능 영단어 9,500 가위바위보 이 교재를 끝내고서 공부를 하게 되는 말하기 집중훈련 백문백답 시리즈. 오늘은 그 3회가 되겠습니다. 자, 가볼게요. 당신이 가장 좋아하는 영화나 TV 프로는 어떤 게 있나요? 하고 물어볼 수가 있겠죠. What are your best, What are your favorite movies and TV shows? 이렇게 볼 수가 있겠죠. 자, What are your favorite movies and TV shows? What are your favorite movies and TV shows? 이렇게 물어볼 수가 있겠죠. 자, 여기에 대해서 자기 나름대로의 그런 답을 대답을 생각해가지고 영작을 한 다음에 그것을 암기를 해서 입으로 유창하게, 플루언트리하게 이렇게 나올 수 있도록 시간 날 때마다 하루에 10번 이상 계속해서 발설 훈련을 해보는 겁니다. 가장 좋아하는 영화요? 실은 영화는 다 좋아하는데 최근에 그것만이 내 세상이라는 영화를 아주 감동 있게 봤어요. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있을 겁니다. My favorite movies were actually I like all kinds of movies. And the most recent movie I saw, 그것만이 내 세상 was so touching. 자, 이렇게 볼 수가 있을 겁니다. My favorite movies were actually I like all kinds of movies. And the most recent movie I saw 그것만이 내 세상 was so touching. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있겠죠. My favorite movies were actually I like all kinds of movies and the most recent movie I saw 그것만이 내 세상 was so touching. 이 영화는 이병헌, 박정민, 김여정 주연입니다. This movie stars 이병헌, 박정민, and 김여정. This movie stars 이병헌, 박정민, and 김여정. This movie stars 이병헌, 박정민, and 김여정. 내가 가장 좋아하는 배우 중 한 명인 이병헌이 한때 WBC 웰터급 동양 챔피언이었지만 지금은 오갈 데 없어진 한물간 전직복서 조화 역을 합니다. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있어요. 이병헌, one of my favorite actors, acts as a washed-up boxer 조화, who was once a WBC welterweight Asian champion, but now has no place to live in. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있을 겁니다. 자, 이병헌 one of my favorite actors acts as 한물간 washed up boxer 이름이 조하. 이 사람이 누구냐면 who was 한때는 once WBC welterweight 동양 챔피언, Asian 챔피언. But now, 그렇지만 지금은 오갈 데가 없어요. But now has no place to live in. 이렇게 해볼 수가 있죠. 이병헌, one of my favorite actors, acts as a washed-up boxer 조화, who was once a WBC welterweight Asian champion, but now has no place to live in. 조화가 우연히 17년 만에 헤어진 엄마 인숙과 재회하고 그녀와 듣지도 보지도 못했던 뜻밖의 동생 진태와 살게 되죠. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있겠죠. 조화 runs into his mother, 인숙, 김여정, who left him 17 years ago when he was little, and comes to live with her and 진태, 박정민, the younger brother. He has neither heard of nor seen. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있겠죠. 자, 조하 조하 runs into his mother. 인숙. 김여정이 연기를 합니다. 인숙. Who left him 17 years ago. 그가 어렸을 때 when he was little. And comes to live with her and 진태. 이거는 박정민이 연기를 하죠. The younger brother예요. 그런데 얘를 조화가 보지도 듣지도 못했어요. 듣지도 보지도 못했죠. He has neither heard of nor 보지도 못했다. seen. 조화 runs into his mother 인숙 김여정 who left him 17 years ago when he was little and comes to live with her and 진태 박정민 the younger brother he has neither heard of nor seen. 조화는 입만 열면 네 타령인 심상치 않은 동생을 보자 한숨부터 나옵니다. 조화 sighs in frustration when he sees 진태 seems awkward because 진태 always says the same yes to every question. 자, 조화 sighs in frustration when he sees 진태 seems awkward because 진태 always says the same yes to every question. 이가 정상이 아닌 것을 안 거죠. 조화 sighs in frustration when he sees 진태 seems awkward because 진태 always says the same yes to every question. 사실 진태는 서번트 증후군을 앓고 있죠. 진태는 비디오 게임도 잘하고 라면도 잘 끓이지만 무엇보다 피아노에 천재적 재능이 있습니다. In fact, 진태 is a person with servant syndrome. He shows brilliance in playing video games, cooking ramen, and especially in playing the piano. In fact, 진태 is a person with the servant syndrome. He shows brilliance in playing video games, cooking ramen, and especially in playing the piano. In fact, 진태 is a person with the servant syndrome. He shows brilliance in playing video games, cooking ramen, and especially in playing the piano. 조화는 동생이 버겁다는 걸 느낀 데다 아버지의 폭력을 피해 집을 나간 엄마가 자기를 놔두고 가버린 것에 대해 아직도 미운 마음이 있어서 엄마 집을 떠나고 싶어 합니다. 조화 wants to his mother's house, not only because he fears his younger brother is in over his head, but also because he still hates his mother, who left him behind when she fled from domestic violence. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있겠죠. 자, 조화 wants to leave his mother's house. Not only because he fears his younger brother is in over his head. be in over his head. 그러면 감당하기 버겁다 이런 표현이죠. overhead. But also because he still hates his mother, who left him behind when she fled from 아버지 폭력을 피해서 domestic violence. domestic violence. Joa wants to leave his mother's house, not only because he feels his younger brother is in over his head, but also because he still hates his mother, who left him behind when she fled from domestic violence. 그러나 캐나다로 가기 위한 경비를 마련하기 전까지는 참기로 결심하고 셋이서 불편한 동거를 시작합니다. But he unavoidably decides to stay until he can save money required for going to Canada and starts to live an uncomfortable life together with them. 자, 이렇게 볼 수가 있을까요? But he unavoidably decides to stay until he can save money required for going to Canada. And starts to live an uncomfortable life together with them. 이렇게 해볼 수가 있겠죠. 이 진태는 처음에는 형이 옆에 있는 것을 무서워합니다. 그러나 시간이 지나면서 조아는 동생에 대한 애틋한 애정이 생기면서 가족이란 무엇인지를 알게 됩니다. Jinte is at first scared of being around Joa. As time goes, however, Joa gets emotionally attached to Jinte and learns what it is to be a family. 자, Jinte is at first scared of being around Joa. As time goes, however, Joa gets emotionally attached to Jinte and learns what it is to be a family. Jinte is at first scared of being around Joa. As time goes, however, Joa gets emotionally attached to Jinte and learns what it is to be a family. 나는 이런 따뜻한 형제의 눈물까지 흘리면서 감동 있게 봤습니다. 아마 진태가 연주하는 환상적인 피아노 연주가 주는 감동도 크게 다가왔을 거예요. 자, 이렇게 말해볼 수가 있겠죠. I was moved to tears by this sibling bond between them. Maybe the fantastic piano performances by Jinte played a big part in reducing me to tears. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있을 겁니다. 자, I was moved. 아주 감동을 받았죠. 그리고 눈물까지 흘렸어요. Tears. By this sibling bond between them. B-T-W-E, between them. Maybe the fantastic piano piano performances by Jinte played a big part in 눈물을 흘리게 하는데 reducing me to tears. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있을 겁니다. I was moved to tears by the sibling bond between them. Maybe the fantastic piano performances by Jin-tae played a big part in reducing me to tears. TV 프로그램에 대해서는 나는 집에 TV가 없는 관계로 보통 유튜브를 봅니다. As for TV shows, I don't have a television. In my house. So, I usually watch YouTube videos. As for TV shows, I don't have a television in my house, so I usually watch YouTube videos. 최근에 TBS에서 유튜브로 옮겨온 김호준의 겸손은 힘들다 방송을 자주 보는 편입니다. I often watch 김호준's 겸손은 힘들다, which recently moved to YouTube from TBS. I often watch 김호준's 겸손은 힘들다. 김어준스 겸손은 힘들다. 얘가 which recently 최근에 옮겨왔죠. moved to YouTube로. 어디에서? from TBS에서. TBS. I often watch 김어준스 겸손은 힘들다, which recently moved to YouTube from TBS. 대부분의 공중파 TV에서는 얻을 수 없는 유익한 정보가 많아요. 다 떠나서 너무 재밌습니다. 당신도 한번 봐보세요. 이렇게 말해볼 수가 있겠죠. From there, I can get much useful information. Most public TV networks rarely provide. Apart from anything else, it's a lot of fun. I recommend you to try watching it. 자, from there, I can get much useful information. Most public TV networks rarely provide. Apart from anything else. 다른 거 다 차치하고 anything else. It's a lot of fun. 아주 재밌다. 당신도 한번 봐보세요. I recommend you to try watching it. I recommend you to try watching it. From there, I can get much useful information. Most public TV networks rarely provide. Apart from anything else, it's a lot of fun. I recommend you to try watching it. 자, 이렇게 해볼 수가 있을 겁니다. 자, 이번에는 백문백답 3 오늘 한 거 요거하고 저번 시간 했던 1, 2 요거를 합쳐가지고 한번 쭉 눈을 감고 기억을 더듬어서 오늘 한 게 조금 자신이 없긴 한데 그래도 최선을 다해서 한번 해보겠습니다. 이렇게 꾸준하게 매일같이 10번 이상 뇌까리다 보면은 자연스럽게 유창해지겠죠. 자, 한번 해볼게요. What are your favorite movies and TV shows? My favorite movies? Well, actually, I like all kinds of movies. And the most recent movie I saw, 그것만이 내 세상, was so touching. This movie stars 이병헌, 박정민, and 김여정. 이병헌, one of my favorite actors, acts as a washed-up boxer 조하, who was once a WBC welterweight Asian champion, but now has no place to live in. 조하 runs into his mother, who left him 17 years ago, when he was little, and comes to live with her and Jin-tae, Park Jung-min, the younger brother. He has neither heard of nor seen. 조하 sighs in frustration when he sees Jinte seems awkward because Jinte always says the same yes to every question. In fact, Jinte is a person with a servant syndrome. He shows brilliance in playing video games, cooking ramen, and playing the piano, and especially in playing the piano. Joa wants to leave his mother's house, not only because he feels his younger brother is in over his head, but also because he still hates his mother, who left him behind when she fled from domestic violence. But he unavoidably decides to stay until he can save money required for going to Canada and starts an uncomfortable life together with them. Jinte is at first scared of being around Joa. As time goes, however, Jinte gets emotionally attached to Jinte. Joa gets emotionally attached to Jinte and learns what it is to be family. I was moved to tears by the sibling bond between them. Maybe the fantastic piano performances by Jinte played a big part in reducing me to tears. As for TV shows, I don't have a television in my house, so I usually watch YouTube videos. I often watch 김어준수 겸손은 힘들다, which recently moved from TBS to YouTube. From there, I can get much useful information most public TV networks rarely provide. Apart from anything else, it's a lot of fun. I recommend you to try watching it. 자, 1번. It is important in life to recall good memories from your childhood, so you can go down memory lane and recall your best childhood memories. What are the best childhood memories you have of yourself? Let me see. Give me some time to think. Your sudden question makes me lose my tongue. Come to think of it, I felt so happy when I played such games as Squid Game and Dog-Digit Game with my friends in my childhood. Suddenly, I am reminded of a happy episode. When I was 11, if my memory serves well, I played Dog-Digit games with some friends from my old neighborhood. Luckily, on that particular day, I played well, and after 2 hours or so, I took almost all of their dodges, and finally the game was over when they had nothing left. An enormous number of dodges I earned that day was so heavy that I had trouble carrying them all home. When I meant to return home with them all, my mom was making a fire in the fireplace to cook rice. In those days, my family was always short of firewood, so I triumphantly gave some of those dodges to my mom so that she could use them as fuel for burning. On that day, I felt very proud of myself being of help to my mom. 2번. Which fictional character is your favorite? My favorite fictional character? Well, I don't really have any particular fictional character I admire. It's probably because I have not read many books. So, not long ago, I made a project plan of reading 1,000 books, especially fictions, for 10 years. A few days ago, as part of my reading project, I read a novel titled The Sixth Sleep by Bernard Werber. The story follows a man named Jax, the main character. In the story, Jax in his 20s meets Jax in his 40s. And Jax in his 40s says that he came to meet himself in his 20s using Artron, a time elevator, in a dream. But Jax in his 20s, trapped in reality, does not accept Jax in his 40s. And then, after Jax learned about a Malaysian tribe Senoi's lucid dreams, he begins to give full scope to his imagination and starts to figure out the secret of his mother Caroline Klein's secret project, The Sixth Sleep. If Jax had been unable to use his imagination, he would have had no choice but to be complacent with reality, and consequently, his mother's lifelong study would have been buried without a meaningful result. Imagination, I think, is that much important in solving problems. And I think exuberant imagination comes from various experiences and reading a lot of books. So, I want to make a success of my 10-year 1,000 book reading project even more. 자, 이렇게 해서 암기를 했던 내용을 잘 한번 읊어봤습니다. 자, 오늘 공부는 여기까지고요. 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 유익했다면 구독과 좋아요 쭉 눌러주시면 고맙겠습니다. 다음 영상에서 또 뵐게요. 안녕히 계십시오.